Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some really fascinating facts about England. Whether you're planning a trip, brushing up on your trivia, or just curious about this iconic country, I've got some cool insights to share. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's get started. First off, let's take a trip back in time. Did you know that England was the birthplace of the Magna Carta in 1215? This monumental document laid the groundwork for modern democracy by limiting the king's power and asserting that everyone, even the monarch, is subject to the law. Quite the game changer, right? Fast forward to 1919, and we have the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, which officially ended World War I. This was a major moment in history, shaping not just England, but the entire world. And speaking of ancient history, let's talk about Stonehenge. This mysterious stone circle dates back to around 3000 BC. It's believed to have been used for ceremonies and possibly even as an astronomical observatory. Can you imagine how many stories those stones could tell? Now, let's get geographical. England covers about 50,301 square miles and is home to around 56 million people. That's a whole lot of folks living in a relatively small space. You can't talk about England without mentioning some of its gorgeous landmarks. Ever seen the famous White Cliffs of Dover? These stunning chalk cliffs have welcomed countless sailors and travelers. And then there's the Lake District National Park, known for its breathtaking scenery and hiking trails that will make you feel like you've stepped into a painting. Oh, and how can we forget the mighty River Thames? At 215 miles long, it flows right through London, serving as an artery of history and culture. You can catch a boat ride and see some of the city's most famous sights from the water. Let's jump into culture. Did you know that England has a rich tapestry of languages and dialects? From the Cockney rhyming slang in London to the Geordie dialect in Newcastle, every region has its own distinct flavor. When it comes to literature, England is a powerhouse. Think of names like William Shakespeare, the legendary playwright who's influenced countless writers and filmmakers. And how about the Bronte sisters, whose gripping novels still resonate today? They truly shaped the world of literature. Now, let's not forget about traditions. Have you heard of the Notting Hill Carnival? This colorful event celebrates Caribbean culture and is one of the largest street festivals in Europe. And what's more British than afternoon tea? It's a delightful tradition where you sit down with some tea and snacks, usually around 3 p.m. Talk about a perfect excuse to relax. Next up, royalty. The British royal family might be one of the most famous families in the world. With figures like Queen Elizabeth II, who reigned for over 70 years, their influence is significant both in the UK and internationally. Coronations are such grand events. It's fascinating to think about all the pageantry involved. History lovers can tell you tales from royal ceremonies that date back centuries. And just as an interesting tidbit, did you know that Queen Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch in British history? Quite an achievement. It's little wonders like these that keep people so intrigued by the royal family. Let's not overlook England's contributions to the world. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, turned England into the birthplace of modern industry. Factories, railways, and urbanization all started here, changing the landscape of society as we know it. Of course, England has given us some remarkable scientific minds too. Isaac Newton formulated the laws of motion and gravity. Think about that next time you drop something. And we can't talk about England without mentioning sports. Football, or soccer, depending on where you are, was formalized here, and cricket has deep roots in English culture as well. Sport is such a big part of community life. Now for some quirky facts. Ever heard about the bizarre laws still in effect in England? For instance, it's technically illegal to handle a salmon under suspicious circumstances. How does one even determine suspicious circumstances with a fish? And how about those quirky festivals? Have you heard of the cheese rolling competition in Gloucester? Every year, brave souls chase a wheel of cheese down a steep hill for the glory of being the first to reach the bottom. Definitely a unique event. Oh, and did you know that there are over 47,000 pubs in England? It's a cozy place to unwind and socialize, making it a quintessential part of English culture. So there you have it, folks, a peek into some interesting facts about England that showcase its rich history, culture, and quirks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fun content. And let us know in the comments, what's your favorite fact about England? Until next time, take care and see you soon.